All right, Frank, thanks for joining us for another injury report. Eli Katoa missed the clash against the Rabbitohs. Can you provide some clarification around that?
Yeah, he just hurt his knee in the second half of the game last week, and as we all saw, he went back on, but he's just not quite ready, so he'll be rested this week, but we expect him to be back for the Panthers game next week.
No Joe Chan for the Storm this weekend as well. Can you provide a reason why there?
Yeah, look, he's missed 2 games obviously through suspension, but his body's just banged up a bit, and we're just going to give him another rest. He's been doing some great training over the last few weeks, so again, he'll be available for selection next week against the Panthers.
And Christian Welch, he's been out with a back complaint the past couple of weeks. How far away is his timeline to returning to the footy field?
Yeah, it's actually a neural issue that Welshie's got, which started in his back, Solomon, but it's gone down to his legs and his calf. So he's just managing some rehab at the moment. Hope to get him back into some training next week. And then we're looking like the week after for the Dolphins weekend when Welsh will be back.
Bronson Garlick, he went off in that game against the Tigers. How's he tracking in his rehab?
Yeah, it's quite frustrating for Bronson. He was doing so well, and he just had that injury, and there's real no return date at the moment. There's very little he can do with his back. He's just got to be patient and just wait for it to heal. So at this stage, there's no return date. We really hope it's before the end of the season, but there's a chance that he may not be back. We've just got to see how the next fortnight goes before we make a call on that.
In some positive news, Marion Seve made his return on the weekend for the East Tigers, and Joe DePezet also returned to running on the training paddock. That must be some positive news for the club.
Yeah, both great news. Marion obviously for this year because he's a player that he gives us that quality depth, and he's missed a large part of the season, so he's been training now for quite a few weeks. Good to see him playing over the last few weeks, and he'll get another full game under his belt this week. And yeah, like he's with Remus no longer with us, he takes even more importance, so he's going to be handy for us. Pez has been fantastic, really has, just his mindset and his attitude around the place. So I really got to commend Jonah. He's just been tremendous for a bloke who basically lost his whole season early in the year. He could be down in the dumps and carrying his chin, but couldn't be the opposite. He's just really good for the group. He does a lot with the pathways. He does a lot with the kids out and other promotions. So to see him training this week and back running, he gave everyone a boost. And really excited for Jonah for the pre-season and next year.
Another player that's back running around on the training paddock, Xavier Coates. When can we sort of expect to see him back on the footy field in the NRL stage?
Yeah, we'd like to say the Dolphins weekend, but we'll just see how that goes. Probably more realistic the week after against the Cowboys. Hoping to get at least 1 or 2 games before him for the finals, which I think we will. But again, I probably mentioned it before, important that we're conservative with Xavier, given his hamstring issues this year and last year. So, he's doing a lot. He's integrating it into team training and doing training on his own with the physios on the side. We think he'll be back to full training with the team next week. So if he gets a few weeks under his belt, he'll be available selection.
And you touched on the centre depth. One of our experienced heads, young Tomapea's been sidelined with an injury. Can you provide the latest around that?
Yeah, a calf injury, which it's been real frustrating for Youngie. Again, one of those really important members of the team. In terms of the quality of his training, what he brings to training, and but again, a bit like Jonah, he's missed a fair few weeks now, young, but brings great enthusiasm and a positive attitude to the group. But we're hoping he'll be back next week. Medical staff very confident that he'll be available from next weekend to play Q Cup, and again, that extra depth going into the finals.
Amazing. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate it.